Alright guys, how's it going today? So, this is the nicest day we're having so far, but it's supposed to be a little bit nicer tomorrow, and then freaking cloudy and cool. And they're talking of a snowstorm, but they don't know quite where it's going to hit, so that's kind of up in the air right now, I guess. But that's really all that's left for snow. I mean, everything's getting pretty bare, which is a good thing because I'm tired of looking at it. It's time to move on and get some green grass growing. It'll probably be a little while yet, but I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that freaking cool down, but I guess what can you do? So, somebody's out running around in an airplane. I think they're working the bugs out of it. Since it's sad all winter, they keep flying over the house. So I guess they're getting it ready for the summer. But yeah, so they kind of just making this video because I had been asked a question that I guess I don't know if this guy's not listening to the videos or if I didn't explain myself very well. I don't know. It's a million different things, but he kind of asked me a question of why I was changing the fuel filters on the 1586 if there's nothing wrong with the old ones. Well, to answer your question, I kind of did in the comment section, but I think I do a better job explaining it through a video. Well, first of all, they've been on there for 6 years, so they're old. And second of all, I think the water separator is full of water. And I think that's why my tractor wouldn't run like it should, or like it should have when we needed it the most. Because usually my tractor's as of right now anyway, my tractor's a backup tractor. Because the 400 went down when we had that deep freeze going on. The 400 went down, that wouldn't run. So naturally we're going to use ours, or use mine, to put out some hay for the cows. And, well, it ran for about 30 minutes or so, and that 30 minutes I needed to even get the tractor to warm up because it was just so cold. But kind of after that, then it started running like crap. And then it just eventually shut off altogether. So, at first I thought it was, gelling in the fuel, but I pretty much figured out it wasn't a thing because it had everything. I put everything in my fuel to keep it from gelling. Never had an issue with it in past years. So, kind of boils down your choices of what's going wrong. So I doubt it's the fuel pump, so because it's running fine now. But I think what it was is probably water in the fuel. Well, the only way you're going to fix that problem is you have to change the filters out in order to get your fuel back to your liking. That's the only way that's going to get done. So, yeah. So that kind of the reasons why I was changing it. One, it's just because they've been on there for a long time, and two, they're full of water, and three, I was going to take them off when it was cold out, just to see maybe what was going on, see maybe if there was gelling in the fuel or maybe there was water in there or something. Of course, you're not going to really see the water anyway until you pour it out, but if it's froze, you would know. But yeah, so I was going to do that. I was going to take those filters off. I got them off, but I, wrecked them in the process. I mean, they're damaged. They're not damaged to the point that you can't, reuse them. If you had to reuse them for some kind of emergency reason or whatever, you could get away with it. I mean, the main thing is just has some dents in it, and You know, and the second thing is that the paint's all scraped off. You know, looks like it had a hard life there. But now it's time to change them anyway. They've been on there way too long. I don't know, maybe down south you guys down there can get away with not changing them that often, but I think up here it's pretty much a yearly thing you would have to do. And I haven't touched them in 6 years. I ain't never touched them. The only reason why they were touched is because when the tractor went there to get that rim replaced, I had them basically give it a overhaul, fresh oil. They said that they would have to drain the antifreeze out because I wanted to have a new block heater put in. So I told them to go ahead, change it out, put a fresh filter on. Here comes that airplane. But yeah, I just pretty much told them to give it a fresh overhaul. And that's what they did. So there goes an eagle. But it's gonna fly right over. Yeah. Gotta get the bugs out of it, I guess. But yeah, so it was time. It was time. I mean, you have to change. I mean, you wouldn't change your oil in your car and not change your oil filter. You know, I mean, you do that too. So why not change your fuel filters? So, but that's the reason why that was being done, was because they were old. They got damaged in the process of trying to take them off, and they were just old, and the paint scraped, and you know, it's time for a replacement. So it's not really a waste of money. He says it's a waste of money. Well, to a cheap ass, it's a waste of money. But you know, if you want your shit to last and you want your shit to run properly and you know, stuff like that, yeah, they need to be changed at least once a year. Probably here, since we get wintertime, you know, probably a little more often, but I don't know. I haven't had issues with it in the 6 years that I've owned it. And even at minus 50, minus 60, you plug the tractor in for at least 4 hours, gave it a shot of ether, it fired right up, and it would run perfectly fine. So why this year, you know, why I decided to act funny? Well, probably just because I built up of water over the years. So yeah, you kind of do have to change them. If you don't want your shit to run in the wintertime, then I guess that's up to you, but I need my stuff to run. So, yeah, you need to change your shit. Like I said, you're not going to change your car oil and not change your filter too. You're going to do both, so why not change your fuel filters as well? So you need to go back and watch those videos, you know, where I was talking about it and talking about why my tractor wouldn't start and all this other crap. You know, I made other videos too, but I understand that people are not going to watch every video I upload, you know. But then that's kind of your fault because you're not staying up to date with what I'm doing. So then that's why I get asked these crazy questions, because obviously you're not up to date. You don't know what's going on, you know. So that's why you have to watch the videos. I mean, if you want to know what's going on and you want to stay up to date to what's going on, that's what you got to do. And if not, then I have to, you know, got to reply back to them in the comment section or make a video about it and try to explain it to them in a different way, you know. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I expect not everybody to watch my videos all the time. Other people have shit to do too, so I get it from their point of view. So I get it from that guy's point of view. He asked that question because maybe he hasn't been watching my videos, you know. So he's not up to date to what's going on. So. But yeah, that's why they're being changed out, is because they're old, they're damaged, and the paint's been scraped off them because the wrench that I was using to try to take them off is not the correct one. It barely fits on there, but I mean, it doesn't a pinch, but it's not the right one. Still gets the job done, but it's not the right one. I gotta have a different kind, I guess, but if you're going to take your fuel filters off, you're most likely just going to change them anyway, so who cares if you damage them afterwards? But yeah, so that's the reasons to why that was being done, because old, full of water, had to be full of water. I don't know what else would cause it. I mean, if it runs like piss next year, and then I don't know. So I'm probably going to change those filters out anyway. Sometime this fall, maybe I'll run it. Maybe run it most of the summer or all of the summer on that new water separator, and then, well, I really could just leave that water separator on there now, I guess, because really, it's got its own little drain on it, so I can drain it out now without actually having to remove the filter. So I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. Maybe I'll run it this summer. And I need to get a clear cup or something so I can check it. Check for water in the fuel, because if I got water in the fuel, I'll probably have to do a lot of draining before I even run it to try to get the water out of the tank. Because I'm sure if it's in your fuel filters, I imagine it's probably in your tank too, and yeah, you don't want to send water through your pump, so because then you probably damage your pump, right? So yeah, it's just cheap insurance. That's why you have that stuff on there. It's to protect your engine from damage. But yeah, so that's the reason why I'm doing that. Airplane's over there now. AJ left a comment on my video as well, saying that Fleetguard, they changed their numbers as well. And yeah, well, I'm going to say, AJ, you're half right. I'm going to say you're at least half right, because wait for this car to drive by. Got an airplane coming too. Which way that car is going to go? That way, I guess. But yeah, everybody's got a lead foot today. It must be lead foot day. Where the hell is that? Huh. But yeah, they did change the water separator filter. That's still the same filter, but yet they've changed it. So basically what they changed that to now, because it's not the same one as what I had now. The one I have right now is what I had on was an FF5020. That's the old one. The new one is let's see, I know I got it written down somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. I dropped my little book. This is how I keep track of my shit, as long as I don't lose my book. But they changed it now to a FS 1225, apparently. So yeah, and then the other, see, now that's the only filter they changed. But the FF5019, I can't find an up-to-date number for that. So that's telling me that the FF5019 is still current. That's what they're still using today. But that is just a regular diesel fuel filter cleaner. The one that they changed was the water separator filter, which before was a 5020, but now it's a 1225. So they changed it. But what they did to it, though, for changing it wise, is they added a water drain on it now. So pretty much the same as what my Case IH filter has. It has that little drain on the bottom. Well, that's what they did here. That's the only reason why they changed that now, was because they put that little drain on the bottom, which is fine because I like the little drain. So yeah, he was half right. They did change the numbers around. And how did I find out? Well, AJ never told me. Usually he's good for telling me stuff, but he didn't tell me this time. But you know what? I actually did some digging around on the internet, and I come across a Cummins website, CumminsSomething.com. They mostly talk about Fleetguard filters. So I'm guessing Fleetguard mostly goes for Cummins engines. I don't know. I mean, you can put them on other stuff too, but I think that's why originally they were probably designed, why they were built Fleetguard filters, because they were supposed to be for Cummins engines, but I don't know. But yeah, so I found that website, and they listed, I typed in, that FS5020 number, and they listed that, and they said, they gave you the information on it and the size and whatever else. But then if you scroll down to the bottom, they'll have another little box there, and it says update or replacement, and then it has the number. So then you click on the number, and that takes you into that newer filter. And I didn't really read any of the information on it, but I'm guessing it's pretty much the same. The only thing that I've seen in the picture was that they put a drain on it this time, whereas the old 5020 didn't have that. So the only way you were draining water out of those fuel filters was you're taking the filter off. And if that's what you have to do all the time, for one, it's a nuisance. Second, you're going to damage the filter if you're using the wrong type of wrench to remove it, and that's what happened to me. Is I used the wrong size wrench. Like, it's not quite the right one for it. So, not sure why I bought that. I think I bought it because I thought it would work. It works. It does work, but you're going to damage the filter. Now, since I was going to replace them, I didn't care if it did damage them. But apparently I got the wrong fuel filter. So, now what do you do? So, I was forced to put that one back on because I don't have another fuel filter here. I didn't get, another one. So, because I thought Case IH would have gave me the right ones. So, but apparently not. They gave me the right fuel separator filter. That one's correct, because that one's on there and is doing its job. It's the actual, filter cleaner, or the fuel cleaner, that didn't get replaced. Because this one it's the wrong filter. That's the diesel cleaner. That's your water separator filter. And in here is the old Fleetguard 5020 filter. But I'm just keeping that for in the future. But probably not going to go back with that one. I'm probably going to see if they'll sell that newer one. And like I said, that one has the water separator in it. That newer one. So that's what I'm going to go for. I imagine it's in stock. Whoever sells them, I imagine it's in stock. But I need to call I'm going to call that hardware store. It's like an auto parts store. It's not really like a hardware, though, because the hardware kind of sells a little bit of automotive stuff, but then they also sell like plumbing stuff too, right? That's kind of what a hardware is. This place, I think, was just strictly for automobile, for cars, trucks, tractors, whatever. So they might sell some things for cars. I doubt it, but they might. I don't know. Yeah, they might actually, because it's an auto thing. So yeah, they probably would. But I'm gonna call them and see if they sell my Fleetguard fuel filters, and if they do, I'm gonna see if they have the ones that I am looking for. If not, they might be willing to order them. I don't know. If they don't, then I will probably give Case IH a call and confirm it with them and see if they sell Fleetguard filters. If not, then I guess I'm going to be going online and looking, because I want Fleetguard filters. I don't know what it is with Fleetguard, but they just on their website anyway, they make it kind of easy to find stuff. Case IH is not really that easy. So the one thing about Fleetguard, Fleetguard's website, or the Cummins website, is even though they have a listing of current filters. They also show ones that were made in the past, and then they also show Case IH. Well, it's not Case IH's version, but it's International Harvester's version of their filters. So what I mean is, whatever International Harvester used as item numbers or part numbers for their field filters back in the day, that's what they have listed on their website as well. So if you only know International Harvester's numbers, you can punch that into their system, and then they'll, do their magic, and then it'll show, okay, well, this is what will fit to that tractor. That's your number. So, yeah. But I'm pretty sure most people know, up-to-date stuff. They don't really go by International Harvester's numbers anymore. You can, I guess, if you're going through a salvage yard, you can still do it that way, but that's what I'm going to have to do anyway, because I got to get some new battery boxes for my tractor, because the right-hand side one is pretty much done. There's not much life left in that. I might get the summer out of it, but I want to replace it before next winter. And then the driver side there is it's not far behind from just letting go. So I'm probably going to have to call Allstate Ag, and then see if they can get me a couple, see if they can find me a couple of good ones off a junk tractor or something. That's about all I can do. Hopefully they'll give me something that's not rotted out like these are. But the problem is too, is I don't think whoever owned these tractors before me, probably just the last owner before me, he never cleaned out the battery box. I don't know why you wouldn't. I know you're taking out your batteries. Imagine they're not running that tractor year round. Because since it's such a large tractor, it's mostly going to probably be used for heavy work like tillage or running a grain cart, but it's not going to be snow blowing or running a loader. I mean, because I don't know. It's never had a loader on it in its life, so I don't think the 3-point hitch has been used in years. Because now, I used it, but they never did. So naturally, I figured if you're not going to run your tractors for the winter, you're probably going to take the batteries out. So why can't you clean your damn battery boxes out? I don't know, but they never did. So, and of course, if it holds dirt, it's going to rot, and then then it's no good. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to get quite a bit. I'm going to have to spend quite a bit of money on fucking battery boxes, which is great news. But I don't know. I guess if we get that government money, I guess if they're still talking about that, I might go see if I can get me a couple battery boxes, and probably get me some fuel filters and oil filters and stuff too. But I'll call that hardware store first and see if they have any of that in stock, or that auto store, or whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what they changed their number to. So, to what the website says anyway. So it's an FL or FS, whatever the fuck it was now, 1225. So that is what's current now. But the 5019, that's still current, because there's no update number to that. And that's what I looked. That's what I tried to look for. So I don't know if they'll change it this year, or if they plan on changing it, or maybe they're going to leave it for a few more years. I don't know, but it makes sense though with the water separator filter, because obviously this is the old one in here, but obviously this one doesn't have a drain on it. The newer one has a drain on it, and Case IH's filter had a drain on it. So that's, I think, really the only difference they did there is they just added a drain to it, which actually is good for me, because, well, good for everybody that has to drain their fuel all the freaking time to get the water out. That makes that makes perfect sense. So I can see why they did that, because, you know, it's a nuisance having to take your filters off every time you need to dump the water out. So, but how long those caps will last, because they're fucking plastic, I don't know. Plastic caps ain't gonna last very long. But I noticed with the Case IH, though, I don't know, maybe Fleetguard will do it too. I don't really know, but when I bought that filter, it's in the bottom of that bucket, that thing here, but there's a little rubber gasket in there, and I think it goes to the cap or the drain. So I'm guessing over time the drain seal wears out, and then they give you that spare one to replace it with, so you don't have to go find a new one right away. I don't know if that's a separate item number, that gasket, or not. So, because I imagine once you break both of those, if you can't get just the gasket, then you're probably stuck buying a whole new filter just to get 2 more freaking gaskets out of it. I don't know. So I don't really know, you know, what Case IH is doing there, or what Fleetguard's doing, but that's really the only difference I can see, guys. It's the water separator filter now has a drain on it, which I'm okay with. So I'm probably just see if I can find those around here. Talk to the hardware or that auto parts store and see if they sell them. If not, then I'll have to go through Case IH, but it'll be a little while before I can get back to Case IH again. So yeah. So I guess if I want them sooner, then I'll just have to order them online, which is probably what I'll end up doing anyway, just to get me through the year. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna run that Case IH filter for now, and then I guess either just keep it as like a spare, I guess, or something. I don't know, because it ain't, because obviously it's new, it's not wore out yet. So I will either just keep it as a spare, or just get rid of it, I guess. So, but I don't know. It doesn't hurt to keep an extra filter laying around anyway, even if it's used. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's really the only thing that they changed. It's just they just put naturally, since they put a water separator drain on it, they're most likely going to change the number too. So, but that's all I can find. I don't know about the oil filters yet, because I haven't looked into that yet. I have the number off the old Fleetguard filters, and they're both the exact same. So I would only need 2 of those. But I don't know if they changed that number yet or not, or if it's still current. I guess I keep forgetting to look, but yeah. So got to stock up on some stuff, I guess, and start getting things done around here. But I'm just waiting for this nice weather to change so that I can start working on the grain truck, and maybe we can spend a little time on it. Maybe we can get it running before even the grass turns green. That's what I was kind of hoping for, but I don't know. So that's going to probably be a while yet. I don't know. They're talking to cool down again, so I don't know, but who knows. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the only reasons why. So, like, well, AJ, he was half right. They did change the water separator number. That's a completely different number now. But that's because they put a water separator on, or they put a drain on it now. So apparently still right. It's still the correct one though, because they have my 5020 marked under it to say, you know, this is what we had, you know, and this is what is current now for that. So if that's what they did, then I'm definitely okay with that, because I like the drain idea, because obviously that Case IH filter has it. So yeah, and every time I go to the farm to check up on the cows and stuff, I actually undo that nut and I'll drain a little bit of fuel out. Just to maybe water has settled in there over the night or something, you know, and maybe a little I can drain it out. But it probably needs to be ran pretty good though too, in order to really do anything. But I imagine if I rake any hay this year or not, I don't know. We'll see. But if I rake hay, I imagine that'll give it a good workout, and I'm sure I'll be harrowing the pasture again because it looks like it's all full of poo again, but I ain't going to be doing that for probably another couple of weeks. So, because I want the ground to firm up. Right now the ground's a little soggy. You know, obviously because the frost is starting to come out and snow's melting and whatever else. So, the ground's a little mushy in some places. So, yeah. So, it'll be a little while yet, but I'm already getting ready to thinking about doing that already, so because it needs it. But I need the ground to be firm first so I don't rut it up too bad. But yeah, I don't know. I guess if we get our lovely government money, I guess that's what I'll do. I'll buy some fuel filters, and I got some other things I want to buy. Yeah, so most of the stuff that's going to be for the tractor anyway. So, but I don't know. Just depends on how things go, I guess. We'll see, but that pretty much sums it up. That's the only reason why I was changing them out, because they're old and full of water. So, and they're ugly. They're damaged now, so they're ugly. So, there's nothing wrong with doing it, you know. So, well, it needs to be done. Should have been done 5 years ago, you know, but I just figured, well, it's running fine. Not going to really worry about it too much. But I guess I waited maybe 1 year too many and gave me issues when we needed it the most. So, you know, yeah. So I'm going to start checking on those. It's a lot easier now. It'll be a lot easier to check on that water separator because one it's got the drain on it now, you know, and stuff. So, and yeah, I've already experienced, you know, pretty much a frozen fuel system. I don't think it was gelling in the fuel. I think it was water. It was cutting my fuel supply down, so that's why the tractor wasn't able to run. So, and then that's a thing too. So, yeah, I'll have to start checking on that, especially in the wintertime. I think it'll be fine now. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, but I will, you know, open the drain up a little bit and let some run out, just to, you know, make sure I get some extra water out or anything like that, or whatever. I'm just gonna start doing that more often. It's gonna be a lot easier, obviously, because it's got the drain thing on it now. But I want Fleetguard. It looks retarded. I know it does. You guys are sitting there thinking in your mind, well, geez, you got one black filter because Case IH's filters are black, and then you got one white fuel filter. Well, I was supposed to have two black filters, but one's the wrong size, so I wasn't able to run it. So I will just, yeah, I'm just going to go back to Fleetguard. And I like Fleetguard anyway. I like the white color against the red engine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll check the auto parts store. They don't have them, then I'll call Case IH. But if I have to go through Case IH, then I'm probably just going to order them online because I can get them here way quicker online than I can go in Case IH because we don't go in that direction. We only go in that direction once a month. So, you know. But, yeah. But that's the way it's going to be. And then I want to change the engine oil on it too. And I also think I need to change the gasket on the oil pan, because I think that's where it's leaking. So take the oil pan off, scrape the old gasket off, order a new one, I guess through Case IH or whatever. Hopefully they give me the right one as well. And then stick it all back together and pray to God it holds for another, I don't know, another 5,000 hours, I guess. I don't know how long oil pan gaskets can last, but I don't know, they last long enough, I guess, for me. So, but yeah, it's I think that's what's leaking. That's why the underside of my tractor is so oily, because it's the oil pan. I know that the clutch cylinder leaks too. It's up against the cab there, but you can see it when you look through the engine or on the side there. I just call it it's for the clutch. The young guy says it's for the clutch, so I'm guessing whatever. But that leaks too, but he says that's normal for them all to leak. Yeah, I think this is a little excessive though, because holy shit, that part of the engine is all wet and oily too. So But I don't know. Maybe there's a steel kit you can order for them. I don't know. But I'm not going to mess with it. So I'm not going to mess with it until like, it just completely blows up and nothing's left of it, I guess. Or it leaks too much that I can't even use my clutch. But whatever. So, but anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. That's pretty much one of the reasons why I was doing that. Because they're old and it's time. So you got to do your maintenance as your stuff won't run healthy. So it'll just run like shit. Give you more issues than you need. I have enough issues as it is, so I don't need any more. So, but yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.